y'all, what is up? It is me, Gateway Politics, formerly known as Populist Missourian. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be predicting the 2023 gubernatorial elections, which is basically just Kentucky, Mississippi, and Louisiana. When I predicted 2021, I actually got it right because there was a lot less races to predict, and it was also a less known election where polls were more accurate and a better indicator of where the races were going at the time. So now that it's 2023 and we have a very similar scenario, I think it'll be easier for me to predict these races more accurately than I did for the 2022 midterms, which I will admit was a blunder on my part. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with Kentucky, since it's the most important gubernatorial race this year, and also alphabetically first. So Kentucky, the incumbent Democrat Andy Beshear is faced up against the Attorney General of the state, Republican Daniel Cameron. So far, Cameron's not been running a great campaign. I mean, he's just been to Fancy Farm and stuff, and stuff like that. I haven't really seen a whole lot from Cameron besides the Fancy Farm, but there will be debates later on. Like, we have one in September, and I believe we have a couple in October as well, if I remember correctly. But as of now, polls have been showing that Beshear does have a lead. He does have a decisive lead at this time. But accounting for polling errors, which we don't know how wrong the polls are going to be this time around, or in which direction they're going to be wrong. I think a safe bet is probably like a 4-point win for Beshear. I mean, can Daniel Cameron catch up? Absolutely. I mean, it's only August, so Daniel Cameron does have time to catch up, but I just don't see it as of now. I think Beshear will win by around 3 or 4 points or so. If the election was held today, I would say probably a little bit more, like maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 points, but by the time election day comes around, it's going to be closer to a 3 or 4 point margin, and I don't know what just happened. So, like I said, Beshear wins by about a 3 or 4 point margin by the time election day gets here, and more people know about the election, and so on and so forth. But if the election was held today, it would be more in Beshear's favor than it probably will be by election day. Now, moving on to Mississippi, we do have an incumbent governor in Mississippi as well, with Tate Reeves. He's fairly unpopular, unlike Andy Beshear, who is very popular in his state. Tate Reeves is not very popular in his state, and he's up against a fairly strong Democratic challenger in Brandon Presley. However, if you look at the polling, while it is concerning that Tate Reeves is below 50%, when you look at Brandon Presley's number, Brandon Presley has barely been able to crack 40% in these polls, which seems to suggest that Brandon Presley is likely to lose by a likely margin. I could see it being probably a 7 or 8 point win for Reeves. Some people think Presley will win. I don't really see it. I mean, there hasn't been a single poll that has had Presley in the lead, and I know I know the polling industry has pretty much died since last year, but what I'm saying is I don't see how Presley can pull it off. I mean, I get it, Tate Reeves is unpopular, but Mississippi is still a very Republican state. I could potentially see it going to a runoff if it gets to a lean margin, but even then, Tate Reeves would probably win the runoff by 5 or 6 points or so. I just don't see how Brandon Presley can make enough inroads in the state of Mississippi to be the next governor of Mississippi. And finally, we will move on to the state of Louisiana, since I don't want to keep this video too long. Louisiana, safe Republican. I really don't have to say much about that. I think Louisiana will be safe Republican, especially if it's Jeff Landry, the front-runner Republican right now, versus a Democrat. Then it will be a safe margin. It'll be around 15 or 16 points for Jeff Landry. If what by the time election day gets here. The runoff after the jungle primary could actually be between two Republicans, which even then it would still be safe Republican. But I think in any case, Louisiana is safe Republican. There's not really much to be discussed there. Now, keep in mind, this is the first of these predictions that I've done, and it won't be the last. Today is August 13th, and we still have about 2.5 months to go before Election Day, so anything on this map can change, but this is my prediction as of now. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked what you saw in this video and want to see more of this, go ahead and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Tap the notification bell to not miss future videos, and of course, as with everything, Godspeed, I guess.